Hi everyone. I hope you're having a great week so far and that you had a great start to your new year. In this video, I wanted to talk about the lane keeping assists program and how that works with the Ford Maverick. And I want to tell you the change that I made with mine. So on around page 236 in the manual, you can see there are a variety of different settings that you can adjust using the vehicle settings menu through your Maverick, depending on whether or not you have certain features, etc. So for me, with my Maverick XL, the 2024 Ford Maverick XL EcoBoost with certain packages, I have the available lane keeping assist, I have the blind spot alert, blind spot monitor, and so forth, but I don't have any super advanced features like the active cruise control, that sort of thing. So with that, I was noticing that the default setting for the lane keeping assist was not to my liking. It worked, it wasn't extremely overly intrusive, but it wasn't what I really preferred. So it had both the aid, which I didn't like, and the alert, which I actually do like. So the way that the aid works, and you can use them either one or both. You can have aid only or alert only or aid and alert. It was both by default. And I've kept it that way for months. And just a few days ago or so, I changed it to be alert only. Well, anyway, with the aid, when you are about, I would estimate about a foot away from the edge of the lane, you'll feel the steering wheel turn gently. It's not like it's jerking hard, but it's turning, and it feels weird because as it turns you into the center of the lane, then that turning pressure eases off. So now if you're kind of trying to hold that wheel that's sort of fighting against you because you know you're in your lane and you don't necessarily need to turn much closer to the center. Maybe you're avoiding a truck pulling a manufactured home or something where it's half of that home that's sticking into the lane, which I have experienced a lot, or a logging truck or whatever, and you're trying to stay away from it because there's debris flying off or whatever. You don't want to be fighting against that steering wheel. So what happens is once you pass it and you're still kind of fighting against that steering wheel, then all of a sudden you go just far enough away from that marker in the electronic system where it thinks, hey, I can't go beyond this imaginary line of about a foot away from the actual road markings. Now all of a sudden it stops turning the steering wheel, and that force you were using to kind of fight against it, now all of a sudden you're overcorrecting. And so then it just feels like you're sort of swimming back and forth in the lane and just not really an ideal situation. And it's kind of hard to tell whether it's coming or going left or right sometimes as far as the steering wheel feel. And you have to be alert to that. I've never had it really hurt anything other than make me think, okay, wait a second, which way is it trying to go, or something like that. But also it's made me wonder, wait, I'm not on the edge of the lane. Why is it doing this? And I reread that section that I had read early on in the manual. And sure enough, around page 236, it shows some diagrams. And for the aid function, where it's actually trying to adjust the steering wheel a little bit, it actually will start doing that. It looked like from the illustration, probably about a foot or maybe even a little bit beyond that, of a distance from the edge of the lane. Whereas if you have the alert only, which gives a vibration feeling, which to me is perfect because it imitates the sort of rumble strip on the shoulder of the road for a lot of roadways. Well, then it's like, okay, right when you get to the line, that's where the alert starts and actually will vibrate the steering wheel when you're actually on the line. So you can use the entire lane, and if you try to go beyond that, that's where you get the vibration in the steering wheel. That's much better for me. So I've turned the aid completely off and have just the alert on, not the aid only. Certainly, definitely don't want to have that only for me. and not the combo of the aid and the alert. Just the alert, it's great. So I've tested that out a little bit and I really like that. And I recommend checking out the other settings as well. Of course, as with most settings, you can turn them completely off and you can customize them the way that you want. So if it's been a while since you've looked over the manual for your Maverick or whatever vehicle you may have, or if you feel like something could just be a little bit better when it comes to electronic aids and so forth, or maybe you just want them completely off and go classic style as much as you can turn them off, I highly recommend checking that out. And just be careful, make sure you're not doing a bunch of adjustments while you're driving. It will block you from doing some of those anyway while you're driving, but still be extra careful. And as you're testing them out and learning that it feels quite a bit different when you turn some of these settings on or off, don't let that disturb your driving and cause any kind of accident or near collision or whatever. Anyhow, that's my advice and my personal experience for today, and I hope everybody has a great 2025, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.